So, what is up, dudes? Here is Grandpa with another video. It's been a long time since I made a video regarding tanks I would like to see in the game in the near future. That's because some of the tanks that I had programmed or I had in mind to make videos about, they already been implemented in the game, which I'm really happy with that. Today's target, it is a tank that comes from Iran. It has a bit from, let's say, from the Abrams, a bit from Challenger, and a bit from the T90 or T14, let's say, specs, abilities, protection. At the core of it, it's like a tier, let's say, 6 to 7 T72, T80B, like on the chassis. Even the upload, it's around there. Caught my eye in the beginning of this year while I was looking at tanks from other nations, and then some news came up on the internet, and I said, why not to give it a try and have a bit of research, because it's not so much about the tank. All they say that is a bit better than the T90, which it's quite impressive. It can be the T90A, the T90MS, the T90, 90, 90, 90, I don't know. We're gonna go through specs, we're gonna go through some details, and it's up to you guys. It is up to you if you want to see this tank in the game or not. Also, as always, thanks for the subscription to my channel, thank you for the likes, and always don't forget to leave a comment. So the Karrar is an Iranian tank, which Karrar means attacker. It has been produced in 2017 and serviced in 2020. The tank was announced in 2016, and the announcement, it was stated that it possessed an electro-optical fire control system, a laser rangefinder, ballistic computer, and could fire at both stationary and mobile targets. It is based on the Soviet-made T-72 tank, so as I said, around, let's say, T-80, T-80U, T-72. This tank can also be a tank that can be buffed and even, let's say, put it in the contract, because it's almost half a year now and we didn't got any tank in the contracts for quite a while now. Despite its visual similarity to the T90, Iran rejected any alleged Russian collaboration in the project, and is being manufactured at the Bani Hashim Defense Industrial Complex. It is believed to be inferior and has been described as a little more than an upgraded T-72 with some additional indigenous components and aesthetic flourishes modeled after the T90MS. So it's not, you know, a bad tank. It's a T-72 with, let's say, the gun and protection of a T90MS plus more. According to some resources, will potentially seek to acquire them through licensed production in Iran, with assistance from the manufacturer Uralvagonzavod. The next day, Russian news agency TASS reported that the Russian manufacturer of the T90 expressed interest working with Iran areas of the T90S MBT licensed production, the T72S MBT modernization, and the facilities after restriction on military cooperation with Iran are lifted. So they came onto production. 2017 they had 150 in order and another 650 in 2018, which is to be finished by late 2022 probably. Built as of early 2021, 800 in total, an average of 800 pieces, which is impressive. A few days later, the Iranian Defense Ministry also mentioned the Karrar, claiming the defense industry designed and built a new battle tank from scratch. If not better, it's still as deadly as the Russian T90. The main armament of the Karrar consists of a 125 to A46 smoothbore gun fitted with a fume extractor and a thermal sleeve. This is similar to the Challengers and Abrams and Leopards, and we know what they can shoot, you know, heat, AP, APFSTS, high explosives, ATGMs, and so on. A remotely operated weapon stationary armed with a 12.7mm machine gun is mounted on the roof of the turret. It's also useful if you want to kill the infantry squad, let's say in special operations or heroic operation, whatever. And it comes also with a an autoloader, so it's no loader in the freaking tank. Probably it's just the commander, the driver, and the radio operator or something like this, or just 3 crew member or 2 crew members. Probably similar to Burlak, I have no idea. Now, the Karrar is supposedly fitted with the latest generation of Iranian composite armor and with explosive reactive armor panels mounted on the hull and the turret. There are also armor plates on the sides and slat armor on the rear of the hull and turret. The Karrar has 3 main types of era present. The first is what appears to be an Iranian copy of Relic on the side skirts and turret front, an unknown era on top of the turret, an extremely thick era on the front of the hull and turret, size previously seen on our Iranian M60 tanks. Now, those chunkies, let's say, of Arab, they're quite similar to the T72B, if not much thicker, or T90A, or T90MS. So it has a lot of protection, you know, it's not like it doesn't have. Now, Karrar features 4 dazzlers, each one containing an electro-optical jammer and 3 laser warning receivers as part of its soft kill active protection system. Alternative configuration remove the dazzlers and have a single 360 degrees PLDS S1 laser warning receiver on top. So this tank can have also an ability similar to T14, supercharge hard kill APS or something like this, in order to, you know, announce you that comes on ATGM or whatever. The same 360 degrees laser warning receiver is present on Iranian M60 tanks also. Once a laser lock is detected, the tank can use its 12 81mm launchers to deploy a smoke or aerosol screen. Powers to weight ratio is about 20 horsepower per ton, to be around 70 kilometers an hour. Decent, not as fast as some other tier 9s and 10s or 8, the most advanced modification of the T90 platform, according to retired Major General Vladimir Bogatirev, chair of the board of the Russian National Association of Retired Military Officers. He's also added that it is based on the T-72 platform, but it also has something from the American Abrams and M60. Some elements are borrowed from the M48 and the British Chieftain tank. They took all these elements and tried to design their own tank, similar to that of the Russian T90 MMS tank, but with a thicker front. This tank can be around tier 9 to 8 premium because it has no correlation to the thick trees, not even with one of them. Let's say Oscar Faraday probably may fit in because we don't have so many MBTs there. It would be nice to have some of the missions with it. And imagine a T90 Iranian with a much better protection frontally. Let's have a look at the protection. I will calculate and see how it is. So it says here that this one has 1286 thickness. Imagine to have 1500 plus the lower plate to be much thicker also. Quite OP frontally. It cannot be penetrated and can sit, you know, and do a lot of damage, which is impressive. The gun it's also quite good. So, you know, the 125 can do a lot of damage. Let's say with heat ammo, ATGMs and so on, it will be quite impressive to have this tank in the game. The design, it's not so difficult to be done. Some of you may ask me, it's not so difficult if it's said that it's on the chassis of a T72. So we go to tier 6-7 and we have the T72B, which, you know, it's not so big of a deal. The only problem it is to move all of this chassis plus some more futuristic chassis of the T90 side skirts protection and a bit of T90 MS turret. So it will be like a Burlak. You're gonna see that is basically, well, not basically, but similar to Burlak. It will be the tank. But now with this turret, the T90 MS turret, more similar to it by protection and so on. Tell me in the comment section, guys, what do you think about this tank, Karrar? Do you want to see him as a premium? If yes, leave it in the comment section. If not, tell me why. Well, do you see him at tier 9, 8, 10, 7, 6, whatever? And see you next time in the next episode.